Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, I thought I'd do a little repair video for you guys. This is my HPI Ford Mustang GT drifter car that I picked up not that long ago. And it had a fan that was basically bucksheet into this thing. And of course, as part of that, the frame was modified. So I need to fix the frame down in here, as well as in the back. I've got to do some repair work there. But for today's video anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to repair this section of the frame. So what I've done is I've taken a few strips of electrical tape and gone across to make it as flush as possible. And what we're going to do, because we also have some holes here we're going to need to fill up as well on the side, we're going to actually use JB Weld's JB Quick for this job. And I figure it's going to work because this stuff is really cool for doing a lot of repairs. And I'm going to have to do it within a couple of stages, obviously, because I can't have too much weight from the JB Quick on there all at once. But I figured this would be a good way to repair it. It's going to be extremely strong. And I was going to use plastic and just melt it down in place, but then plastic's going to be hot and it's going to melt my tape. Even if I taped something in behind, I mean, yeah, I could have done plastic, but then how strong is it going to be? So I figured, you know, JB Quick is probably going to be my strongest and best solution. The only problem I'm going to run into is going to be when it comes to doing the entire sidewall. That's going to be the dicey part, which is another reason why I'm going to have to do this in layers. So, and I'm going to apply this all with a Q-tip so that I can spread it out a little easier. And of course, once all this is done, I will also have to do some sanding. Sand all this down. And JB can be sanded, so I'll be using the Dremel for that. But for, you know, if you've had to modify a chassis before, or maybe even you break your chassis, this stuff can actually work wonders for fixing all kinds of stuff. RC, engine related. It's really good stuff and dries just like steel when it's done. So we're going to let this first little bit cure up. It'll take about roughly 40 minutes for it to set, and then I can put the next layer on top of that. And when I'm done, I'll get the Dremel out and I'll get that all sanded flat again. I'll be able to pull the tape off and it'll already be nice and flat on that side too. And while you're doing this, because of the way the brake is and how deep it is, I'm going to be going overlaps a little bit. So when I do sand it down, it should be like just perfect, like as if it was one piece again when it's all finished. So I'll just use up whatever's left here. Get some right in there. Okay, so we're going to let that just sit and do its thing, and once it's all set up, we'll come and put the next coating on, level it all out, let that set, and then we'll grab the Dremel and we'll clean all that up really nice, and then some nice sandpaper to, you know, fine sand it, and then we're going to carve out all this old stickers and mounting tape and whatnot, pull the motor mount out. I got to find a motor for this thing yet, and we'll just continue on as we go. And this is going to be part of the whole restoration project. It's going to be several parts, but because, you know, I want to do this in small several parts, because otherwise it'd be like one great big humongous video, and this car is still going to take a while to do, so at least you get to see things as I upload it. You'll see the progress of how the car's doing over time and so on. And I have some parts I have to order yet, like a new post here, unless I can find a way to fix that. But that's one of my posts that's bad. I'm going to repaint the body, you know, other stuff here and there. So anyways, that's this stage so far, and we'll be back with the next stage. Okay guys, so we're ready to start layer number 2, and while this was setting up, I actually went out to my shop and got all my Dremel stuff. So now I got everything in the house, and I can sort through all my Dremel stuff and set myself up a little board inside with all my bits on it. But anyway, so we just get this all mixed up and start putting it on. And first layer actually set up really nice. So this layer goes on just a little thicker because we're going to want to sand that down as evenly as we can get it after. It's kind of like doing body work on a regular car. Same idea. Doing this with the JB weld on here, it'll actually be stronger than the chassis. Ever was. So, but anyway, this this ought to work out really well. And even with just sanding it, I probably won't even have to paint it. You know, which would be kind of cool. And so I don't really care if the chassis looks brand new again, but I want it to be fixed and, you know, usable. So after this is done, we'll take out the motor mount, whatever else we need to get out of the way, so we can repair this other side where the brake is, get all that repaired up, and then tomorrow is when I'll start sanding it. So I'll actually do a little section of the video for that in this same video, and we'll get to finishing it off, get it all sanded down, make it look, you know, pretty and all even again. And so we'll let this sit for a while, then I'll get started on the back side. When I'm ready to do that, then we'll give you a little bit of footage on that, of doing that back side, because it's a whole totally different kind of brake. Anyways, we'll be back shortly. Okay guys, so now we gotta go to the inside of the chassis here at the back, and we've got to fix this area in here that's broken, and just repair it. Nothing's like right fractured, but I like to get things looking as close as possible to original. So I've just been cleaning up in there a little bit with a toothbrush so that I can get everything in there nice and good, and everything will cure up fine. So we'll go ahead and patch this small spot, and then after this I'm going to have to let it sit overnight so that everything hardens up really good, and then we can start sanding everything tomorrow. I gotta watch my level with this too, because I don't want to interfere with how and where the motor is going to mount. I'm going to actually overlap this area a bit. Okay, so we'll mix up a little bit more JB Weld. Okay. Now we'll just raise the body up a little bit of an angle here. That'll help keep it back against the wall where I need it. And then I can slice that down and around and out. Sand it down gently and she'll be good to go. Looks like the rest of this is turning out really well too. So we'll be able to pull the tape off that tomorrow and reshape. Looks like I'm going to have to do one little bit of a build-up wall in this area here. I should be able to actually snag that now. The camera's actually zoomed in so you can't see what I'm doing, so I'll zoom it out. So what I'm doing is I'm just making this wall area here a little thicker at the top. And then when I sand everything, it should all come into shape really good. Okay, so we're going to stop the video here, and we'll restart it tomorrow once it's time to peel all the tape and do the sanding. We'll get that all done up and clean up this whole area, get our tape out of the way, and then I'll wipe down the chassis as best I can with a damp cloth and clean that area up. Then we'll remount our servo and steering system, get it operational, and just continue on. So we'll be back. Okay guys, we pulled the tape. It hasn't been 24 hours, it's been like maybe a couple of hours. And this stuff gets hard pretty quick, so I pulled the tape and I found out I had a blem to fix on the sidewall here, so I got it all fixed, so it's setting up. And I've also got the tape removed from the bottom of the chassis. So what we're going to do right now because I'm pretty sure we can get away with this, is we're going to slice this out, this extra overlap of stuff that we don't need because it's, you know, part of the styling here. So we're going to take the Dremel and get that out of there. Here, oh, sorry, I guess you didn't see that. Let me readjust the camera here. Just zoom out. There we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so you should be able to see this now. The outside piece, we had to patch that up a little bit. And like I said, because there's a little bit of defect there. So I'm going to slice this section out here that we don't need and get that cut as evenly as I can. This is just a little saw blade. Works really good. Okay, so let's push this out of the way. That's the excess we don't need. We've still got a little bit of a slice here we gotta make. Okay, so that's all patched up. Looks a lot better now. So what we're going to do is change over to our sanding drum, and we're just going to gently sand that so that it's flat across. And then we're going to figure out the next tool we need to get that bit of a drop angle down in there so that it matches these ones here as close as we can, and then that part will be done. So I'm going to stop the video here. Actually, no. You know what? We'll clean up the bottom first. So I'll keep the video going. We'll clean up the bottom, and then we can stop the video and go to the inside as soon as I find the tool I want to use for doing that inside part there. Now this is about a 120 grit Dremel drum. And what you want to do is feather touch it. You don't want to dig into it. You just want to feather touch it. Here we go. And you don't need a lot of speed for this either. Blew our drum. That's okay. Got lots more where they came from. Loosen that off. That's actually nice and flat. So we're done with that part. That's still feeling a little bit soft, so we're going to let that dry. So we're going to need to change bits anyhow, so I'll take this one off. But so far so good. There we go. Out of the way. Hang that up. Okay. So that cut out nice, so now we're just going to have to cut that little rake angle into there. So I'll go through my collection of cutters, because I haven't sorted anything out anyway, so we'll be back as soon as we have a cutter on there and get that all tuned in. Okay guys, so what I've got on here is basically a ball end cutter. It's actually pretty sharp, it can gouge easy. So I'm going to try it, and if that doesn't work, then I've got a diamond cutter here that's really smooth. See how that works. I want to try this one first. Okay, so I'm going to switch over so we can smooth that out a little bit more. You just want to touch this lightly. Please get it as smooth as you can anyway. So that's about as much carving as I want to do on that. But that actually turned out really well there. And the back side. So kind of nice, it was still a little bit soft. Made the carving a little bit easier. And so now that definitely is going to have to sit. As far as the inside goes, we're going to let this set for about another hour or two. And then we'll start with the Dremel sanding drum on the outside, get that nice and flattened out. And then we'll come on the inside and we'll flatten all that out. And the top as well. And already that's like even 100% better before even cleaning that up. But we're going to get it all cleaned up. So we'll be back in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back again. So it's time to sand down the sides of the chassis and get all this area cleaned up. Alright, well, let's get this powder out of here and see what we're looking at. Alright, so I'm going to take one of these buffer pads. Okay, so now it's getting a little warm, but it's still solid. So now we can actually let that finish curing up. And then once it's cured, I'll take the air compressor, blow all this stuff out of here. And in the meantime, I can actually start carving out all this sticky stuff that was left behind. Get it out of the way and then clean the whole chassis right up. But that's what we're looking at. Okay. Now once that has a chance to really super cure overnight, that's going to be really super strong bond, and we won't have hopefully any more problems, and I don't think we will anyway. It's not that it was in a critical spot, but if I'm going to fix this car, I really couldn't live with that ugly look of that big broken piece and gap, and you know, down in here. I mean, it just doesn't look complete. It's still going to be a rough looking vehicle a bit, you know, just because, I mean, it's been around, it's been used. But at least if I can clean this up and get this area repaired, you know, that's gonna make a difference on appearance and overall and everything else. And it's just a thing where I'm picky. I don't like things looking like they're butt cheek together and so on. But I thought, hey, why not? The plastic definitely wouldn't have done the job, but this stuff seems to have, and I got a nice straight line on there, and it's pretty good. So anyhow, I think this is going to be it for now, and we'll come back on another video. We'll reinstall the servo and get it hooked up and functional. I gotta have to see if I can get a motor mounted in that motor mount, you know, and start the process of putting things back together. But so far I'm pretty happy with that, and I think that's going to work really well. And I might take maybe some black paint and just hand paint that in. I don't want to strip the whole chassis down just to, you know, spray paint the chassis. I'm not trying to make this thing look brand new again, just, you know, back in one piece and functional. So, but anyway, let me know what you guys think, and we'll catch you on the next one.